Hello, my name is Michael O'Keefe, aka The Movie Wisdom. If you enjoy this interview and want to hear more top-notch film industry conversations, please press the thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell to stay in the know. Okay, so Mickey Reece, talking to Mickey Reece, how are you today?
Good.
Yeah, okay, cool. Did you feel the love last night?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell people about the Cowboy Wisdom in Country Gold.
I don't know that there's any Cowboy Wisdom in it. I think, even the word cowboy, I don't even think really, describes the movie in that way. I think people might be thinking that it is like a country and western movie or something. You know what I mean? That it is, but it really isn't. So I think I'm always excited to hear about people's like expectations and then what they got out of it at the end.
Who's the guy Sam Neill in The Big Lebowski? Sometimes I felt like some of the characters talked like him, and like so even it's like country music, but I felt like some of the like the poetic dialogue had that kind of like that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, George Jones. I mean that character is definitely kind of like a Sam Elliott character in that way. But also we're shooting in Oklahoma. You know, we've got the whole cast and the whole crew is Oklahoma, and we're filming everything in Oklahoma, and also a lot of us grew up there, so that's just kind of how we talk.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've never been there. I don't know anything, but
it's a wonderful place.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's all right. I just was born and raised there, so
you're a little prejudiced.
I'm biased. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we all know there's so many great movies shot in black and white. Black and white's great. I was wondering though, were there any recent movies that might have inspired you to make the move to make Country Gold in black and white?
Well, no. I mean, what was the last David Fincher movie? Mank. Like that looked really cool.
Oh yeah, Mank. Yeah.
But no. Well, my favorite movie of all time is Raging Bull. But this one was it's gonna, there's only two right now, but I'm gonna eventually do the third one. It's a trilogy, which is Mickey Reece's Alien, which is the black and white Elvis movie that we did in 2017. So this is kind of just like a sister to that movie.
Nice.
And definitely what inspired, like once we shot it. And we shot it all in black and white, but then actually going to do the color grade, it was definitely like Last Picture Show that kind of informed everything.
Nice. Solid stuff. And I gotta say, Elvis, my dad's like 80 years old, right? And back in 1950-something, Elvis came to Ottawa, Ontario, and he saw Elvis, and he just said, like, I'd never seen anything like that before. There were bands, people would come through it, but then there's Elvis,
Yeah.
That's a rock star.
Yeah, man, like... So same with Garth and George Jones, like and Elvis. Like I wasn't a fan of any of them before. It was just kind of like I just really liked the image. You know what I mean? So just kind of playing with the iconography of it, and just how American it all is, like Elvis and Garth and stuff. I don't know. I'll probably do like Andy Warhol or Michael Jackson. In the third one, who knows? But having kind of dove into these personas, like especially Elvis, like whenever the Elvis movie came out, the Baz Luhrmann movie that just came out. I mean, I've seen it twice so far. Like I love the thing because I was like, oh man, I forgot how much I love this material that I lived with it for so long. So I guess I am an Elvis fan now because I really did love that movie.
All right, so you didn't grow up with like thinking Johnny Cash was cool or
yeah, Johnny Cash is cool.
Yeah,
that's not that. I wouldn't make a movie about Johnny Cash. He's too cool. I wouldn't. I don't. These George Jones, Garth Brooks, they're not that cool.
Fair enough. I think Johnny Cash is cool, but if you listen to a lot of his tracks, some of them suck. A lot of them suck.
Well, yeah. He wasn't like an exceptional songwriter necessarily.
Yeah.
He just mainly had that voice. That's the thing too. Like Johnny Cash, like the Walk the Line, biopic. Like what's wild about these biopics is that they don't know what they were saying. They just like kind of pick events and go and like kind of fabricate their own dramatize their own version of this, but just base it on the facts. So that it is like kind of a traditional biopic. and a story that people want to see, but they're essentially making a lot of it up too. They don't know what they said in those rooms, so this is just kind of like taking all that one step further and just like making up a whole scenario, as opposed to making, as opposed to basing it on real events and just like providing the dialogue.
Johnny Cash's autobiography is great though.
I haven't read it. That sounds awesome.
It is awesome, for sure. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Ben Hall and how he brings it in this movie.
Oh, well, we've worked together. So we worked on Arrows of Outrageous Fortune. He played a small role in that. And then we did Climate of the Hunter, and then Agnes. So this is our fourth movie to work on together, and we just kind of like just have a nice little working relationship now. We trust each other a lot. And this was kind of a character. Basically, I'm just here to like provide the material and make these kind of bin vehicles because he's my inspiration. I love him. I love just how great he is and how he respects the craft so much. And so I'm just there. I'm just like kind of here to just kind of like give him what he needs to get there.
To me, it's all about Ben is the sexy vampire.
Yeah.
In Climate of the Hunter. I love that movie.
Yeah. He is. So I mean, it's like with that, and then the priest and Agnes, like he can play anything. So that's kind of the deal. So I just gotta,
He looks really different in this movie too. Agnes in Climate of the Hunter, you could be like, yeah, it's the same cat, but maybe you wouldn't even recognize him in Country Gold.
Yeah, kind of like I think they straightened his hair and like kind of turned it a little gray. And then maybe shaved a little sideburn on him. He honestly, normally Ben walks around town with a mustache. Like he's always has a mustache. He has a mustache in most movies that you see him in that aren't mine. I'm always like, get that mustache out of here. It's distracting. I want to see your face act.
Yeah. Okay. So how long does it usually take to make a Mickey Reece movie? Because everybody talks about like how prolific you are. You bang it out. Tell me how long it takes for, generally speaking.
The shooting, I've never had more than, like, I think the longest time I've ever had to shoot a movie was Agnes, and it was like 16 days.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think we had 12 for this one.
Okay.
Yeah. 12 days is a lot. You can get a lot done in 12 days, especially when you're just filming people talking in rooms.
Right.
And then the editing, I don't know. That's a good couple months, but then it really just goes through all these iterations too. Like, I'll edit a version, then we'll all watch it. Like everybody that I work with, they're part of the process too. Just kind of like here's a cut, we watch it, like hear their notes. Sometimes I listen to their notes, and sometimes I tell them how it's going to be. But regardless, it's all welcome, and then eventually the movie just changes so many times. Like even last night, we did some like pretty extensive sound mixing on it that wasn't there before, and a lot of people that have seen it kind of in its various stages, they hadn't seen the version that we watched last night. So and it was very I think we're really right on the sweet spot right now, like with the sound mixing. But yeah, like I said, it's just an ongoing process that goes forever until we have to release it and have to show people, and basically working on it, tinkering with it. Yeah,
you get do little tweaks forever, right?
Yeah, that's the best thing about having a festival is they kind of like, all right, here's your deadline. Date. Here's your deadline. So I was like, all right, well, we got to get this thing done.
Nice. So everyone's like,
otherwise we'll just keep going forever,
All right. So everyone says, oh my God, it's Mickey's third Fantasia in a row, and I realize there's someone else who does it all the time too. It's Takashi Miike. So
yeah.
You're like the Takashi Miike in North America. How do you feel about that?
Well, this is my first time actually here.
Right.
Yeah.
First time here, but third festival in a row.
Yeah, the other two movies were during COVID, so just had to participate at home. So this is my first time here, so I mean, it's great. I love it. Before this, before this 2018 is when we premiered Spectre Mistress at Fantastic Fest. So we've done 4 Fantastic Fests now. Yeah,
you said that last night. You're always in Texas doing it.
Yeah, or I guess, 3, and then the fourth one was virtual, like the documentary Belle Isle that played there back whenever Alamo released like that 6-pack.
Okay.
Yeah, of films. But these, like, I have Fantastic Fest and Fantasia. That's that's where I belong. It's my home. These 2 festivals, just like veering back and forth between them. It's
it's good home.
All I'll ever need. Yeah.
that's chill. That's chill. So, one thing that tied, I've seen just Climate of the Hunter, Agnes, and this. Somebody told me about the Elvis movie. I was like, oh, that was my first movie. I was like, oh, okay. I had Climate of the Hunter. That's why I started. But they're all really funny.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I hope that's the idea.
And you can kind of hear like Mickey telling the jokes. It's Mickey's jokes. It's Mickey's brand of humor. I mean, obviously with you got the actors and everything, but like you have a particular brand of humor. And I was just wondering, when in life, maybe even before making movies, when in life did you develop your own brand of humor?
Oh God, I know when we were. I know I had a group of friends. We were in sixth grade, and we used to say something. Say the wrong thing. Like right now we're looking at this no smoking sign, and we'd say something really dumb like, "You can smoke in here, yeah." That was like our dumb thing, and so we thought we had invented sarcasm.
Okay.
So we walk around, toting around, just like no one talks like this. No one does this. We invented sarcasm. I don't know. Probably just kind of having like a small group of friends that all kind of share the same sense of humor, and then just kind of grow and capitalize on that.
Were you the funny one in the group though?
No. I mean, yeah, but I was around a bunch of other funny people, so not necessarily. And also, we don't. There's on the script. There's no jokes. We're not writing jokes. You know what I mean? It's just like the scripts are pretty bland. They're pretty just kind of like there. And then when we get there, and they're like that on purpose, where the scripts are just kind of like, the dialogue's good, but it's not like it is in the movies. You know what I mean? Like it's not as refined as it is in the movies. Like and also kind of sporadic and improvisational. Because we write the scripts purposely to be kind of like a blank canvas, so that the actor can interpret it, and then so then getting in there, and then it's just a matter of like watching them do the scene and then figuring out, oh, this would be funny, but they don't necessarily say anything funny. It's not you know what I mean. The jokes aren't written.
Got it. It's not gaggy.
Yeah.
Okay. What are Mickey Reese's, just off the dome, top 3 comedies of all time?
Oh my gosh.
Off the dome.
I don't know. Well, my favorite movie of all time is Raging Bull.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious.
It's pretty funny sometimes.
Yeah.
I
There's some great bits.
Joe Pesci runs, he's like, and he ruins his shoes in the rain. He says, it's $20 shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like, hit me. No, I'm not going to hit you. Like, no, your face is all bleeding and everything.
Yeah.
You overcook the steak, it's no good. It's just a routine. It's so funny.
Purpose.
Yeah. I don't know. Midnight Cowboy is really funny. Fat City by John Huston. That's probably up there. It's one of my number ones. As far as like more modern directors, I love Alexander Payne movies.
Nice.
And
Sideways and
I mean,
Nebraska
you can watch Country Gold. That's very Nebraska.
Yeah. Now that you say that, yeah.
Yeah. I love that movie, and I think it's hilarious. So yeah, that's kind of where Hal Ashby stuff.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Mine are Putney Swope.
Oh, that's great.
Watermelon Man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
I don't know that
Melvin
one.
Van Peebles. It's the one he made before Sweetback.
Okay.
It's about a white guy who turns black and it ruins his life.
Okay, awesome.
I don't think you can make that movie today.
Yeah.
And His Girl Friday. Classic.
Of course. Yeah, I think Ben Stiller's a pretty good comedy director too. So I'm trying to think of something a little more like streamlined that's like straight up comedy. And those I don't care for really slapsticky stuff. I don't like obviously of course I was young whenever like there's something about Mary and stuff came out and Dumb and Dumber. Of course I liked those at the time, but then they got really bad, the Farrelly brothers.
Right.
Yeah. So can't really claim that, but I mean I love Airplane too.
Airplane's funny.
Yeah.
I slept on that for a long time, and then I saw it. I was like, "Wow, why did I sleep on this forever?"
Yeah, Spaceballs and those comedies are fantastic.
Yeah, Mel Brooks. You gotta love Young Frankenstein and all that stuff. All right, cool. All right, a little bit more seriously. So let's talk about the topic that you touch upon in Country Gold, which is the never-ending dissatisfaction in showbiz. There's some lines that sort of touch on that, and I thought it was pretty profound.
Well, I mean, you're only as good as your last picture. Is what they say. It's I guess it's pretty serious stuff, but I mean it's essentially just kind of like ruminating on the fact that like how success can change your creative process. I don't know how to describe it or what it is because of course everyone wants to be just like, oh, I don't listen to critics, or I don't you know what I mean, I
don't read the reviews.
Don't read the reviews. Don't care what people think of the movies or something like that. And
right.
And then but I mean, of course you do. Of course everyone does. So of course it like kind of changes how you look at things and how something is perceived. And especially for someone like me that's just trying to literally make like my own brand of movies. I'm just like, is anybody gonna like this? And does it matter?
I mean, you want to make it, you want to like it, but I mean, you're making it for an audience.
I guess. I don't know what I'm making it for anymore. If the nuclear
Holocaust happened when you make movies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it would, yeah. Because we used to make the movies for literally nobody, just to show like in the living room.
Really?
We would work on them for months just to like kind of, all right, here's the premiere in the living room. So it's always just the...
When did you start making those movies? At what age?
Oh, so there's a documentary on Alamo On Demand called Belle Isle, and it has it kind of like sums up all of that. I started when I was about 15.
Okay.
I think making movies with my friends. They're bad. They're terrible movies. I mean, there's some cool stuff here and there, but like they're just on a shitty like a high 8 cam, and we actually used to edit with like kind of like analog. Until the iMovie became kind of more readily accessible, and then we started editing with that. But yeah, no, these are bad homemade movies, and like I said, we didn't really play into audiences, and I think that's kind of like what's informed my style now is that just like I love to make the movies, and and like there was a review today that said just they weren't like hating on it, but they were like saying, who is this movie for? And I'm like, I don't know the answer to that.
Neither do I. I haven't written a review yet.
Yeah.
I'm processing it. I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, nice.
But I have no profound thoughts. Mickey, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Are you liking Montreal?
I love Montreal. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, we're having a blast.
Beautiful. Thanks a lot for your time.
Oh, of course. Thanks for talking to me.